Hi everybody, welcome back to this week's episode of The Vegan View. Today we're talking about Malina's new puppy that she just rescued. Just kidding. Just kidding. Actually, the real topic of today's episode is Beyond Meat's most recent celebrity endorsement, sponsorship, collaboration, whatever you want to call it, with Kim Kardashian. And I figured it'd be a good episode also to talk about other celebrity endorsements for other vegan products. So let's get into it.
Okay, so first let's go from the beginning for people who haven't watched this. So if you're not familiar, Beyond Meat has a new celebrity ambassador, and it's Kim Kardashian. We'll put a clip of the first video that they posted here.
I believe so much in the mission of Beyond Meat that I've stepped in to help with my greatest asset, my taste. This plant-based meat is not only amazingly delicious, but it's also better for you and better for the planet.
So I was looking at Beyond's Instagram just now, and Live Kindly left a comment, and they're like, did she even swallow it?
There was a lot of controversy because the first one they put out, she wasn't like actually biting it.
Yeah.
And there was one where she was pretending to chew, and there's no bite in the burger.
And
everyone's calling her
she
fake.
mentioned something about like how she's trying to cut back on carbs, and it's like, can you not make this dietary? Like, it's like very clear that this family is obsessed with body image, cutting calories, just
and making
promoting
money.
this horrible idea around and just unhealthy way of looking at food. And it's like, can we just escape this family?
Yeah.
From
I
anything?
feel like I saw some clips that they posted after she took out the bread, and she was
They
like...
did. So then
she
they
did eat it.
So then they came out with a second video.
I know. Getting rid of some of the carbs. So good.
In the second video, they show her eating it. She does take off the bread, I think,
Yeah.
at one point.
That's the first one I saw, okay.
Okay, so here's this one. Look at her now. She takes the bread off.
Getting rid of some of the carbs.
Literally, it's just her taking a bite every time.
It's just not really giving me authentic.
Does that
That's a
family
lot of
ever give
people's.
authentic?
That's a
It's
lot of
not-
people's issue with it. So then they came out with that was after they posted the one where she literally is not shown taking a bite of it at all, and she's just chewing it.
Yeah.
And there's theories that they did that on purpose to create a buzz, because sure enough, if you look it up on Twitter or Google or anything, Kim Kardashian for Beyond Meat, Kim doesn't actually eat the meat. It's like so buzzworthy.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me, I don't know, like I'm gonna try to drag my husband into this. He does a lot of like commercial work where he edits things for brands, and there's a lot of like approval process that goes into the brand. Do you feel like somebody would have like allowed that to happen? Like they had to have somebody notice that she didn't take a bite of the...
People miss that all the time. Look at the Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones.
Here's what my theory is that she took a bite of all of them, the chicken, the sausage, the
Uh-huh.
burger, she chewed it, and then she spit it out.
Maybe.
That's what I think,
You
truly.
take multiple takes of these things, so like if you're actually eating it every
Yeah, you can't eat it every
you're gonna
time.
feel sick and you're not gonna, like they do that in movies.
Yeah, that's normal.
If it was Beyond, I wouldn't feel sick. Like 30 takes in, I'd be like, oh, we're done? You got the take you wanted?
Not a food test, when you're trying shit, like
Yeah, but for
Yeah.
celebrities and stuff, you have a stand-in. Like they already know the lighting, they already know the setup. So really, all you have to do is do the shot a couple times and move on.
I
They're
can
not about to
imagine-
waste the time.
Exactly. I
To,
can
I don't-
imagine that Kim Kardashian is not the one doing 30 takes. I'm sure that they have it all figured out, like you said.
yeah,
So
she's
by
on
the
set
time
for
she's
30
on
minutes.
set-
There's so many other elements that like go into a food commercial that we don't really know about, but like they have to make sure that sometimes the food isn't even real. They've like glazed it over with something to make it look a certain way.
Right.
And that's like not edible. Like, so she may not have been able to eat the one that she's holding. So that maybe that's why there was not a bite taken of
Oh, that would make sense.
But she obviously did eat it because in future videos they show that was obviously filmed on the same day. She is taking a bite and chewing it.
I'd say a pro of all of this is that, you know, this is someone who is highly influential to a lot of people. And so it could be a good thing because they're like, oh, I'm going to go grab, you know, the vegan version of something because the influencer that I'm influenced by grabs this.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that entire family. I don't like them. Kim Kardashian is at the top. She's the root of them just being in our face 24/7 for the last 15 years. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way. I watched a couple episodes of the Kardashians, and there's this clip of her like going in and getting chicken wings, and then she turns to the camera and she goes, I'm vegan 99% of the time, but sometimes I just have to, and it's like, now she's creating this idea that it's,
You can be vegan 99% of the time.
You can be vegan, but then you can still have chicken wings. You
Right.
can say you're vegan, but then go and have chicken wings. No, this is why.
And it misses the point. Like, that's why I love that little chickpea is here.
Yeah.
Because little chickpea is a representation of
The
who
animals
it's
you're
for.
hurting.
Yeah.
Who it's for. Look at this innocent little beautiful soul. Like, this is the reason why veganism is important, not because an influencer is influencing people.
Right.
And they're not even people who aren't even vegan. Like Billie Eilish, like she's vegan and she makes changes. Like you know, like I love the way she puts on for veganism because she's not like, oh, this is cool. It's like, no, I care about animals.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example. Why couldn't you have had Billie Eilish? Beyond Me, Billie Eilish. Like, you couldn't have used her. You had to use Kim Kardashian.
Well, here's the thing. I think they know what they're doing because Billie Eilish, I think, is generally like positive and everybody likes her. Like, oh, it's cool that she's vegan, blah, blah, blah. But Kim Kardashian is really like,
controversial.
she's a very controversial person. People normally feel a way about her.
Yeah, they either
and the
love
family.
her or hate her.
Exactly. They either love her and her family or they hate her and her family. So either way, it's gonna have a strong reaction to whatever she's in. Like, she could be doing anything. People are gonna have opinions about it. People are gonna want to comment. If they didn't before, they'll be like, oh, why do you have to have her? Or, oh, it's so great that you have her. Or, ew, Beyond Meat. Or like, oh, yum, Beyond Meat. Either way, it's leaving comments, and I guarantee you that's probably going to be the most engaged post, at least like in the last year that they have. Because people it's a huge deal to have her be the face of that.
I get it, but
Here's my thing. I keep up, okay? I keep up with the Kardashians. All right, I do. Do I like them? Do I think that they're the best family and they make the best choices and they're the best role models for the world? No. But I do find it very fascinating how they've been able to like have this influence over our society. And I also like feel like they have like a very tight-knit family, which, you know, I always admire and think is super cool. Yeah, they've done so many problematic things in the past. Like, they're super controversial. They're always in the news. They're not ashamed of that either. Like, they know when they
like, they're
do
business.
stuff that
They're
it's like-
business women first and foremost.
Yeah.
So everything they do, for good or for bad, they're measuring how much more publicity and like engagement and money it'll bring them.
And I
so
think
like they
that's
know
the
what they're
issue
doing.
when it comes to them supporting or endorsing being the chief taste officer. First of all, the Vegan View should be your chief taste officers. Like,
that I agree with.
Like,
Real
okay,
vegans
like,
are ones that eat chicken
and
wings and call themselves vegan.
Yeah.
and it's like what Alessandra was saying, like, these are business people. And so it's like, I see right through it, and it's like, oh, that's just a check. Like, you don't really care. And it's like Melina said, like, then people are gonna think, oh, I can be vegan 99% of the time.
But they can. They can't. I mean, should they be calling themselves vegan and should they be like going out and saying that? Like, no, that's frustrating because veganism is not a diet. It's not what you eat. It's genuinely a social justice movement. It's ingrained in your ethics. And of course, your diet becomes a part of that. So it is annoying that she says vegan when she should just be saying, I eat plant-based most of the time. That's great. But maybe this is like a learning opportunity for the world as well. If us vegans speak out and say, hey, she's not vegan, but like she eats vegan a lot and she's talking about veganism, that's great. And like her or hate her, she has a huge influence, not only on the U.S., but globally. Like, everybody
knows who she is.
Everybody knows
and
who
I'm
she
sure
is.
there are people who don't feel anything for Beyond Meat. Like they don't like it or hate it. They just know about it. And now that Kim Kardashian is
Maybe
eating
they'll
it,
try it.
and either liking it or pretending to like it, I think they're more likely to want to be like her. She has a huge influence in like fashion, in like just social media posts, and like swimwear, in you know, makeup, and like everything, like everything that family puts their hands on, like they alter in a way.
My biggest with celebrities like her that decide to go vegan and they like make a big deal of it, I'm always like on edge just waiting for them to come out and say that their hair is falling out and that being vegan caused them all these illnesses and whatever. And it's like, so as much as it's a good thing that they have this influence and all the eyes on them and people care about what they do, well, they can sway that many people. Again, they can sway people towards veganism, which is great.
Yeah,
but
that's
knowing
great.
them and their history, they can at the same time just fucking destroy
And
something so important like the vegan movement by saying, I ate Beyond Meat and I realized that it was causing health issues. And then it's like, boom.
And then another thing with them, like with people claiming to be vegan 99% of the time or whatever, it's like then it makes vegans like us look bad when we're out in the world and we're like, oh, I'm vegan, and people don't respect it, they don't believe it. They're like,
they ask you, but you're a strict vegan?
Like, just
like
take the cheese off.
I'll never forget, I went to Paris with like 3 girls like a few years ago, and like every restaurant we went to, I made sure like item could be veganized. I was talking to the chefs. And then like these girls were like, "Oh, you're really vegan." I was like, and I was confused. I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, one of my friends was like, "Oh, because like a lot of people say they're vegan, but like I see them eating fish or I see them eating this or that." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm really vegan." And they were shocked that I was in a different country and I still wasn't compromising. So it just makes it hard on us. But like you said, there's a lot of pros to it.
The hope is that, writing off of what Melina said, the hope is that someone like her brings a lot of positives to the movement, and if something happens and she, you know, at this point she's like doing a commercial with Beyond, so I don't think she would say anything bad about it, even if
Well,
she
it's
eat it all the time.
contractual.
Right.
But for a certain amount of time.
But assuming she comes out and she's like, actually I'm not vegan anymore because blah, 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 let's hope that's not the case. But assuming she does do that, I think the goal is to have a movement so strong and the intention so pure that it doesn't matter. It's one person's reaction. It's like, okay, well, she's one person, and you know, she's a very privileged person too. So like, you know, her experience is different to everybody else's experience. She shops like places that most of us probably don't shop. She probably has like a chef. Like, you know, it's a different lifestyle. So the hope is that we're all just doing our jobs and being like good representations of veganism, where it doesn't really matter, but it helps if she's like on our side. Like her
intention isn't pure though. You said if the intention is pure, but if her like I watched that and I'm like, oh, she's cutting, she's getting a bag. Like,
I mean, that's true. That's true. But like with anything, you can't expect everybody to be like you. You can't expect everybody to have pure intentions. Like I know, like we were talking about this earlier today, that there was like some vegans that we knew back in the day who were like, oh, well, you know, if like Louis Vuitton came along and they wanted me to do like a commercial, I would do it. By the way,
hon, Louis Vuitton's not coming around.
But it's like, you know, their intentions aren't pure either. Like, I think people are disappointed when they realize that other people don't live the way you do, but don't think the same way you do. Like, like you and I can be passionate about something and think this is like, oh, this is good for the planet. Why wouldn't you want to do this? And then someone else is like, I actually don't care that much. And then we're disappointed because we're like, why don't you? Why don't you see this the way I do? That's like the root of all disappointment, sadly.
I mean, the person that we talked about that said the Louis Vuitton thing, I watched before I was vegan, and she definitely had an impact on me going vegan. Like I watched her YouTube videos. I liked her as a person. I also then though went and did my own research and like found other, you know what I mean? Like she may have been one of the things that planted a seed for me, but like, was she like the be all end all of my vegan journey? No, she planted a seed. So like there's that aspect of it. Also, yes, she's definitely getting paid. She's contractually obligated, which to me means that I don't think she would go back and like talk crap about being vegan, because she is very, very particular about the brands that she works with. Those of you who like are very familiar with Kim, you know that if she's going to promote a brand, it's most likely her own. Unless it's a fashion brand, she really doesn't partner up with any beauty brands. I've never seen her partner with a food brand or a drink brand or a supplement brand. Or honestly anything. Like she really is very, very, very particular because she doesn't need the money. So to me, it's saying like if she's partnering up with them, I do think she really does. Of course,
Believe
she's
in
getting
it.
money, but I do think she does believe
she
in it to an
believes in
extent.
it, yeah.
Because to partner with a company that's not her own at this point,
Yeah.
it's kind of risky for her. Like, what does she have to gain from that other than monetary like gain? So I feel like it's a good thing. I think that she's going to plant the seed in a lot of people's minds. I think, if anything, it's raising awareness of what Beyond Meat is, the product.
Yeah.
And now people, when they drive through Carl's Jr. and they see that there's a Beyond Meat option, maybe they'll be like, oh, that's the one that Kim Kardashian did. I should try that.
I want to be like her. I want to order Carl's Jr.
Exactly.
Do you guys remember when Beyonce did that thing where she was doing like a 7-day vegan challenge or something, or is it 7 months or something, vegan challenge, and like everybody was super into it and everybody was looking up the challenge and everybody wanted to do it. Like even for those 7 days for people, like it created such a change. And maybe those people.
Beyonce.
But maybe those people aren't vegan. They're not vegan, but now they're more willing to try vegan things. Or maybe they're not fully vegan, but they're buying something that's vegan now. And like 1 or 2 meals a week are vegan now, which is making a difference. I wish all of them stayed vegan and were vegan, and I wish Beyonce was vegan. It still moves us in the right direction.
I agree. And it's like Hannah said, like how the YouTuber or whatever like planted a seed in her and she like did her own research beyond. Like, so hopefully that can happen. Like it won't just stay with this person. Like maybe some people will really be influenced by it to do their own research and to like really think bigger. It's not just about a brand. It's about like not harming animals anymore.
I think there's just so many people that like, Hannah, you're definitely somebody who would do your own research, of course.
Yeah.
But not everyone is the type of person that would put in the effort to do their own research beyond that, seed planting.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
There's
Beyond.
pun intended. But I really just think that a lot of people follow their favorite influencers and they're like, oh, this is what they're saying is good now. Oh, never mind, they're saying this is bad now.
Yeah,
so we take it
they
all
do.
back. There's no thinking beyond that. There's no critical thinking going into it. It's just simply following what's trendy or what somebody says is yes or no, and they just keep it that simple. I don't know.
Well, if they're eating one less meat meal or beefy meal and they're having something beyond, like that's something.
It is.
Even if they don't stick with it.
Of course. Every little bit makes a difference. I just think that my issue is like this family's been forced on us for so long, and it's like normally with any celebrities and whatnot, like public opinion matters. So you see comments about certain celebrities, and I don't see a single positive thing about this family, especially on TikTok. If you see TikToks about them, everyone hates them and everyone says the same thing. Everyone is like, God, can we just like not hear about them? Can we not see that? Literally one of the comments on Beyond's post was like, they said something like, can I just escape her? I can't escape her. And genuinely, like, people do not like this family. So I mean,
but then so many people do.
Do they really?
Yeah, I mean they
have to.
They
I
have
don't see a
to.
single positive thing. I
It's
think
supply.
that-
It's supply and demand. The reason they still have a show and it's renewed on some other network or whatever it's on now is because people are like, wait, don't go. I still want to watch you. They have so many viewers.
All I saw when they announced it was, I know, great job, Hannah.
I can truthfully say I've never seen an episode.
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
watched
also-
every single episode. I don't follow them on Instagram. I don't support like a lot of the things they do or say, but I watch every single show. I love the show. If you guys watch the show, you know what I mean.
So fucking fake.
But
Like,
they're
everything, even the
fascinating.
storylines.
I think we also like live in a bubble. Like I don't like, other than Hannah and like maybe a few other people, I don't know a ton of people in my close circle that watch reality TV in general. So I assume that most people don't, because like I do, and like I mean I don't, and most of my friends don't. So I'm like, who watches that? But like a lot of people do. Again, influencing a lot of people, and that's like a lot of eyes on what she's doing. And even if they don't have an opinion on it, it's like, oh, Beyond. Now they're thinking about it.
I think they're really. I think that they're really smart business women. Yeah. They definitely have said problematic stuff. Like I really get mad every time they talk about body image or they deny
Or
their
like
plastic
work
surgery.
it. Like you have to get up, get your ass up and work. It's like, well, when you're making $17 an hour, you're working, but you still aren't able to afford it. Like
Which she
that
did apologize about that, and that was misinterpreted. There was clips that were before that Vogue cut, or was it Vogue who?
I don't remember.
Vanity Fair. I don't remember. There
like,
were clips that were cut out before that, so it made it sound like that was her answer to like that question,
Well,
but it
what
was
context
like,
would exist to make what she said okay?
I don't know. I'm not saying that they're not problematic. They say so many
Yeah.
bad things.
Like, who knows? Like, you really have to listen to the whole thing and see, like, maybe she was
Yeah.
talking about something specific, like, maybe, like, entrepreneurs, like, don't want to do the work. And she was saying, but you have to do the work. Like, get your ass up and work. Like, maybe
Yeah,
it was something like that.
I think that's an element of why they're so appealing to people
Yeah.
is that they literally came from, like, they did not have talent. Like, they were not an actor. They were not a
Baby,
singer.
when
They
you
were like-
have money, the world is your oyster. When you have money,
Yeah.
that oh
of
my
course
god.
they had money to start,
Yeah.
but they were able to like
Hire
build
people.
on that and
Yeah.
like make it into this empire that's unlike anything we've ever seen. And I think a lot
Yeah.
of people are like, oh, that could be me. They relate in some way. That's why the reality TV show is so successful.
Well, yeah, it's smart.
I think they're smart business
They
people.
were-
I think that's
yeah.
why people like them. I'm not saying I like them. I'm saying I keep up.
Everywhere you look, they're there. Now it's like, God, you can't even live inside of the vegan bubble anymore without them being there. Sorry,
support
I don't
it.
Like them. I don't like them.
I hope it's
I
positive.
cannot be swayed on
I hope
this.
it's positive. And I wonder if like any of that has to do with like Courtney marrying Travis Barker.
Yeah, I
and, like,
think it's part of
everyone
it.
knows Travis Barker is vegan. He's a big silent person in the vegan movement,
Okay.
and specifically in Los Angeles.
part
He has like a
owner in
lot to do.
Crossroads.
Yeah. So maybe that's got something to do with like that, and like she's been steered in that direction. Whatever the case is, like a lot of people are talking about Beyond Meat right now, and you know, Beyond and like Impossible are always trying to like one up each other. And, like, do
I
stuff,
wonder
so-
who Impossible's.
Yeah.
They have Billy, right?
Oh, Impossible's worse with Billie Eilish? Oh.
Yeah, could they have found a vegan influencer? Sure. Could they have found a vegan celebrity? Sure. But I think it's great that they found someone who's not fully vegan, who's not a perfect
Yeah.
vegan. I think that's more appealing to the masses
Yeah.
of people who can like
Yeah.
see Kim eat chicken wings and then
Yeah.
also be like, Beyond Meat is better for the planet. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They can
exactly.
relate to her more. So yeah,
Yeah.
ultimately I feel like it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
I just hope it stays positive and like, you know, just more people are open to veganism, vegan food, and do
Yeah.
their research. And please just know that just because you eat one vegan thing, you're not vegan. It's a lifestyle. It's not something you just choose to eat. It's an intentional lifestyle.
Yeah.
So don't be confused.
They were smart about it though, because if Billie Eilish is no longer an option, then like what other vegan is bigger than Billie Eilish?
Joy
right now?
Liet.
Like everybody
I
else
will
is
endorse
everybody
that.
else is sort of like an actor. Like they're not as big. Like I
Yeah.
think we all know like Joaquin Phoenix and like we all know about him. But like I guarantee you, if you go to like Ecuador right now, I'm like, oh, you're Joaquin Phoenix. They'd be like, who?
Yeah.
You go to Kim Kardashian, they're like, oh yeah, we know who
Everyone
she
knows
is.
who Kim
There's just
Kardashian
is.
like
Plus, you also want to appeal to the younger generation.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Somehow she's
And
something
she's
interesting
a
to do.
massive figure, you know.
Yeah.
She's everywhere. Everybody knows who she is. So I think it's smart business on their part as
I
well.
agree.
It's definitely they're smart businesswomen for sure. I know on a personal level that they do not spend a single penny that they have. So anybody can be a millionaire when you don't pay for a single thing.
Isn't that like side note? Isn't that sad that when you're super rich and
That's
famous,
most famous people. Yeah.
everything is just given to you and you don't actually like buy anything or spend stuff? Like you go to events and you get like, oh, here's like a
Yeah.
yacht trip for free. Just post about it.
So
It's like they could afford. They could afford to buy all these things, but it's like it's almost more valuable for the people to just give it to them for free in exchange
Yeah.
for like promotion or them to talk about it.
They
Yeah.
drive
It's
through Los Angeles in
Yeah.
their pink Bentleys. And
I think Bentleys are ugly.
I know,
I've
they're
always thought so.
hideous.
They're just they have like an like untasteful shape. They're just
But they're just driving by all those tents
they're
on the
so
streets of
expensive.
Los Angeles, hoarding money. when
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could change everyone's life on the streets of Los Angeles. Sorry, I don't admire you. I don't care if you do business well.
You
And-
can hate
yeah.
Kim Kardashian, whatever. You can think that you cannot be a fan. You can think that she's a terrible person. But you also have to like recognize that there's nuance in every situation. Like her doing this for Beyond Meat, it is a good thing. Like whether we like are a fan of it or not, like she, like I said, she does not partner with a lot of companies. She made a conscious choice to partner with Beyond Meat. I have not seen her partner with any other food brand in like the last like.
it's important. They're important like moves that are happening.
Yeah.
On a
So-
serious note, do you guys think that Kim, Chloe, Courtney, or Kylie have ever changed a single diaper or gotten up at 3 o'clock in the
Or
morning
Kendall?
because Kendall doesn't have any kids?
No, but would you if you were able to pay for someone to do it?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I'm saying there's moms out there who are working their asses off, who are changing the diapers and getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't give them props for that either. Just all of it.
I'm sure they have a shit ton of help.
Probably six nannies that are raising
I mean,
their
like,
kids.
to be fair, if I had all the money that they have, I wouldn't let my mom do anything ever again. I'd be like, no, I'm going to hire someone for you to do that. You've worked so hard all your life. Not that it's the same situation because they've had money all their lives, but just, like, if I had the privilege and the money that they have, I would want, like, my family to be super comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, overall, I feel like it's a good move. I wasn't expecting it. Of course, I would have preferred to, like, see a vegan there, but after we've talked about it, it makes sense. Like, this person is highly influential to a lot of people, and it's good for the movement.
Well, this is one of those moments where I'm the odd one out on the vegan view. Do not think that it's a good thing, and I am still waiting for the day that I don't have to see or hear the Kardashian name.
Like, when you saw it, what was your first?
I was like, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, can we have something without your face, without your name? Something? Go away.
I'm curious to hear what you have to say about this. Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you not care? Is this the first time you're hearing about it? Like, what? Tell us in the comments what you're thinking. That wraps up this episode. But you should adopt, don't shop. That's a big thing.
This is actually a perfect ad for if you want a puppy. There's those people out there who insist on getting puppies and they think the only way to do that is through purchasing a dog from a breeder from the streets of South LA.
Sweetest
from a
little baby.
Sweet little baby. Right here.
Perfect angel.
And she's perfect.
She's perfect.
If you have an ideal breed in mind, I'm rolling my eyes at you, but you can find your dream dog at a rescue. You just have to have patience. You will find a dog.
Adopt, don't shop.
Looking at you, Kardashians.
Oh my God, no, I can't anymore. Okay, have a good week, you guys. Thank you so much. I need to go take a nap.
Y'all pray for Melina.
Pray for Melina.
Bye.
Bye.